Alright folks, today I just wanted to let y'all know, as I chill in the pool in the backyard with little girl, that Real Marie will be returning at the Fub Moyer for an undisputed heavyweight title bout between Hex and Real Marie, of course, because that's who I was talking about.
Whoa. Psycho bitch, I need to talk to you.
What? You're distracting my time with my baby.
Oh, sorry, big baby Z. I need you to reconsider the main event. Right now is not a good time to have one elite member in a handicap match. What I'm suggesting, since we're having kind of a problem bonding, maybe you could let us be in the ring and work it out, and instead still keep the handicap match. Do you take credit?
She does.
Okay. So please, I beg of you.
Well, the only thing I can say to you is, you need to give each other a hug. Now blow my bubbles. You want a jacuzzi, little girl? There you go, look, jacuzzi. Said bubbles, said more bubbles. Said more bubbles. Get out my pool.
Are you giving me my match?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Well, after what appeared to be a little reluctancy by Psycho Bitch II, he appears to have agreed. And now the tables have turned. It's now 3-on-2. The Elite will battle Supermex Diego Horta and Surge in your main event. But right now, it's time to dig back into the vault, and it's time for WAW Classics. We all saw last month how Surge and Hex battled in that Heart of Texas death match, using barbed wire, any weapon they could find, and literally beating each other within an inch of their lives. With Surge becoming the victor with that vicious DDT through the barbed wire table. But let me tell you, this was not the first time the partners had met. Today's matchup, title unification bout, hardcore champion Hex versus the TV champion Surge. And here is one of the combatants. It is Hex. Hex at this time was the hardcore champion. He was declaring he would carry the belt for a reign of 666 days. The television champion was Surge. Having found that belt at one point in time, he was deemed the TV champion without ever really winning it. But these two men would battle. They were friends. They were allies. There was a handshake, but then Hex showed his true colors, but Surge was on top of that game. Early on in the matchup, Surge got the best of Hex, but it didn't take long for Hex to run right through Surge and go straight for the weaponry. 3 steel chairs. He would hand his partner a chair and they would battle it out. In almost a sword duel, except with chairs. Surge would land a glancing blow here, but it was Hex who would deliver a vicious steel chair shot right to the skull of the Extreme Juggalo Surge. Hex would dominate this matchup. He was the hardcore champion. Now the story going into this match was the winner of the matchup would get to determine whose title would continue on. Surge would be beaten down, but he would still fight back and have a counter for some of Hex's biggest moves, as you saw with that huge DDT. Would it be enough to carry on and continue the television championship in the Waco Association of Wrestling? No, it was not. Hex would deliver the decapitator, the ladder slice, and then drop Surge straight on the top of his head with that awesome T-bone suplex. But Surge would continue to battle back and have another counter, vicious DDT, focusing his attacks on the head of the Hellhound. And we thought that Surge had somehow managed to mount the fighting spirit to make a big comeback. He wanted to deliver an exclamation point when he would beat his mentor in this matchup, setting up the table and adding insult to injury by adding steel chairs to the top of it. Surge would try to drive Hex through that table, but Hex would counter with that vicious forearm shot, and then Hex took charge, getting him in one of his patented maneuvers, the Kryptonite Crunch, Air Raid Crash, whatever you want to call it, but this was a vicious one. Bam! Right through that table, on top of those steel chairs, the cover, even the referee got injured, and that was that. Hex would win that matchup and the Hellhounds would continue on as Hex as the leader and Surge, the lackey. You can see here, after Hex exited the ring, he took that Surge's TV title, throwing it away symbolically, and would raise that Hardcore Championship as it would continue in WAW, and he would try to maintain that reign of 666 days. This was WAW Classics. I hope you had as much fun as I did digging into the vault.
Okay, so you told me to stay home from To The Extreme last week because you were going to take care of our little problem, and our little problem still persists.
Listen, I had to be impartial. Psycho Bitch informed me if I wasn't impartial, I wouldn't get a title shot. That's what this is all about. Listen, things are gonna take time. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. You gotta trust me on this.
How do you expect me to trust you after you kicked me in the face during our last match?
All right, I don't expect you to trust me. You just have to follow my lead. Everything went a lot smoother when I was in charge, didn't it? Just follow my lead, all right, man? It's gonna take a little bit of time, but we will get rid of that problem.
Hex. He's a man called Hex. A man called Hex.
What?
He's a man. I'm glad y'all made it here, guys.
Whoa.
I'm glad.
You weren't even singing that right.
Wait, dude, I just found out the greatest intro music of all time. Check it out. It's a trait I'll learn. He's a man called Hex. He's a man called Hex.
What's on your face?
Dude,
You look like an idiot.
what? Whoa, let's stop it right now. Too much beef going on. I'm glad y'all are here. There's a lot I need to discuss, and as a champion, things need to be discussed. Now, obviously there seems to be a little problem with communication among the three of us, as somebody wasn't there, and the bond we once had seems to be cracking. So, what I've done is implemented a two-part process to bring us closer together. And you can thank my couple of years of classes in psychology at community college for this. I knew it'd come in use sometime. The first part is we're going to do some bonding and some rage. And what's going to happen is we're going to have an embrace. And while we are embraced, we're going to explain how we're disappointed into each other. And then we're going to follow that up with a handicap match. The three of us, the Elite, together again.
This is ridiculous.
No, hold on. It gets better. Against Supermex and Surge. This way we don't have to worry about them trying to take our title away. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'll show you how it's done since you seem a little apprehensive about that. I really didn't like how that match against Surge was called down the line instead of just being about 2 minutes worth of me getting the title. But you know what? I like you for who you are. That wasn't too bad. And the problem with us is that... Okay. Don't worry. I would have really appreciated if someone made it to my match. Because as the Elite, we should be together. But don't worry, because I like you for you.
You know what? Get off me! I'm sick of this! I'm sick of you! I'm sick of this crap.
control!
I'm sick of this,
Hey, we're together!
I'm sick of this! What did I tell you?
Just...
I'm tired of this kind of crap, IOV!
A man called Hex!
It can't be just me who thinks that Hex may be going off the deep end. I can't even imagine what his fellow partners, the Elite, are thinking. To the Extreme will continue. Your main event is up next.